All right, guys, we're back again with Duffy's channel. We got the heads on. There's really nothing to talk about here. Just do the proper torque setting. Um, had to run to the store for that, of course. I had an inch-pounds torque wrench, and you need a foot-pound, so I had to pick that up. We got our push rods in. We have our lifters in, and the only thing really holding us up with the top end is our roller rockers. So I have those coming from Summit. We got the Edelbrock 1.6 rollers coming. Full roller up top, solid lifter down below. So we're waiting on that. We also have our CompCam push rod length tool. So I'm going to try them with the stock. I'm going to try them with the, these are 6.8. I'm going to try them with those first, see how we do. I'm going to take the dressing off the front. You can see I'm getting it all over me. I'm going to take this off the top, and I'm going to end up putting some Sharpie on there just to test the roller rockers. But we're going to do that in a separate video. We got some other stuff. We got the water pump going. There was some changes here with the water pump, but we'll probably end up doing a small video on that too. I got the high flow water pump. But it really doesn't use like the same bolt pattern, so I wanted to check on that. I'm pretty sure I got the right one, but it doesn't use this top bolt, and there's a plate and stuff on there, so a little bit different than the one that came off there, but should be fine. I had my kids help me. They put the oil filter on for me. Don't need it now, but it's just something they wanted to do real quick. But we're going to put the mechanical fuel pump on there. I didn't want to go electric right now. I don't think that there's going to be an issue running a mechanical pump. If there's if I'm getting low pressure, you know, it's pretty simple to add an electric fuel pump. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to throw on the fuel pump. This is the one we have here. I had to pause the first video just to do a little bit of cleaning on the bolts and stuff like that. This rod is pretty dirty. It picked up some little debris from the factory, but it is pre-lubed. I'll probably put a touch of Permatex on there, some Ultra Slick, just to you know, get a little bit of lubricant on there. I'm not sure if you're going to need that at all, but wanted to just cover it with some oil slick, so it's not just metal on metal. So what I'm going to do, I have a gasket here. I cleaned up the bolts real quick. I got all my impact, not my impact, but my torque wrench all set up, ready to go. This is going to be 22 foot-pounds. But I have my Hi-Tac spray gasket sealant. So let's spray both sides of that real quick. Get this to tack up. This comes out like a red color. We'll get both sides of that. And hopefully that could actually stick to the surface here. I don't think I'm going to have an issue here with the fuel pump, with this surface being painted. Oop, and that fell down. I'm going to have to use the other one now, because now this one has dirt and stuff all over it. Hey, listen, it happens. If you guys have tuned in before, you know this is Duffy's channel. I do everything live. There's no video magic happening. So let's just clean this one up. It looks like it'll just clean up fine. I'll give it a quick spray again. Well, this stuff is kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't really work as magically as like you would think it would. But again, I don't foresee there being any issues with with this surface being painted. I'm kind of torn with that. Again, that's from the machine shop. This is not sticking whatsoever. That's why it fell down. It's a little bit contoured, so I have to kind of hold it there for a second, but this should just stick no problem. Not sure what's going on here, but let's just get this fuel pump on. I have my double roller there, my roller chain. I just want to make sure these bolt holes and everything are lined up properly and get these started. I ran my cleaner through the bolt holes, so it's all clean from debris and whatnot. And that's good to go. I am going to pop in a little bit of thread sealant on here. Once I get it going, I'm just going to kind of hang that there for a second. You don't need much of this thread sealant. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure if you do need this on the fuel pump. I know it's mainly there set up for your water jackets inside your heads, and you know, you could use it on intake manifolds and things like that. But if you can hear my exhaust fan going crazy, whoa! That's we have a lot of wind. We ended up getting some snow and everything last night. Are you back with me? Hey, why not have a crazy video? I want to see if I can get these threaded in there. Not sure if I'll be able to use my... Ooh, not sure. I might have to use my... no, it should work. Okay. So I want to let this tack up just for 2 seconds. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just let it sit. I have some lock nuts on there. I want to let that gasket just kind of tack for it only has to be a second. So in the meantime, while we're doing this is the water pump that I got. Milodon, I'm not sure if that's the correct name or not. But so the thing that I'm going to read the instructions, obviously, but they have this plate on the back. But the way that this is on there, you don't utilize this top bolt on the water pump side. The top bolt ends up being like right here. If you lay the gasket with it, I have to look into it. Maybe that's how my old one was. I don't remember. I have to actually go back and watch the previous video on that. So we got this mechanical fuel pump all set in. I got my torque wrench here set to 22. That's the max you want to go. It's locked in place. So let's do 22 foot-pounds of torque on our fuel pump bolts. Now that they're cinched in, 22 is not a lot. I'm just going to get this other one hand tight. Okay, there's 22. And there's 22. It's not much. I mean, it's the beauty of having a torque wrench. I mean, I probably would have cranked this over to like 50 or 60, but that's it, 22 foot-pounds. And I can easily, it's very, very easy to get in there and just crank away. So, you know what, while I have you here, let's take this out of the box. Take it out of the wrapper and I'll just kind of show you. Let me see if I can push you out of the way. And I'm going to talk to you about some other things that I had picked up. Get this over here. Let's see, and if I could turn you for a second, let's see if I can get you squared away. Try to give you the best view that I can. Wow, it is super, super windy. I'm supposed to be doing Christmas decorations later today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So, got our water pump here. Now, this is a surface that I'm definitely gonna clean that up with. This is gonna get hot and everything, so I'm gonna clean that up with the scraper, or just some abrasive. So let's take a look at this gasket. Let's set this up here. Our gasket fits in there, no problem. I have a, see, I'm not sure, again, I mean, because I have this space here. I'm not sure if it's just like that. There's a space here. This bolt has to come out. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that size. I think that's 1/2 inch, like everything else. Half inch. This is a 1/2 inch bolt. And wow, I mean, that's just filthy. I am definitely I am disappointed with my machine shop, I can tell you that. They did not clean this block. So I'm probably going to end up getting, I don't know if I'm going to clean the existing bolts here for the water pump, or if I'm just going to buy a kit. But let's take a look at that gasket again. So gasket's going to sit like this. All the bolt holes line up correctly, 100%. There's a bolt for every hole. And then you could see here that this matches up correctly, of course, because this came with the pump, like so, on the back. So you guys let me know in the comments if that's typical for a water pump. Please give me some heads up. You see I have that space there and I have that space there, but it is blocked, by this plate here, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. And I can't remember if my old water pump, I ended up tossing all that stuff out. If that's standard for these bolts to be hanging off the top, so it would sit. These bolts are going to sit over the top like so. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to have. I don't think I'm going to have any issues there. But I'll do that in another video. Let me get all the correct bolts and everything for the water pump. Sounds good quality. It has a little guard here for the pulley. So we'll put that on in another video. I got to do some cleaning. We also picked up, these are things that I do kind of off. I don't really make videos of this. We got our water neck. We have our gaskets for there. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to, actually I have a, you want to make sure you're using the correct, if you're using silicone, the Permatex stuff is the best. Permatex, that's all I recommend. Get Permatex. And some of them require you to wait a few minutes to tack up. That's why I usually let that sit on our fuel pump. I don't want to crank stuff in right away. Just give it some time. This, I know there's nothing going to squeeze out, but when you're using these tubes, you want to read the instructions. You just need a light coating. Intake manifold's a little different. We'll do a video on that, but for this water pump, you want to just do a super, super thin coat. But I'm using water pump and thermostat housing gasket maker. Superior water glycol resistance, non-corrosive, sensor safe. Make sure you're using the right stuff. I also use, this is what I like to use on the heads and intake manifold. This is Ultra Black. And there's two Ultra Blacks. One has like a higher rating for oil and gas and all that kind of stuff. So this is the higher one. This is the 82180. Okay, so that's what I use. And again, these are things that I just do offline. I mean, you guys could do a housing, thermostat housing, and water neck. But we're going to come back. Thanks for tuning in again. We're running a little bit late on this video because I was kind of messing around, but we're going to do the roller rockers. I've been waiting on that for a long time. Those are on back order. We have our crankshaft dampener, water pump. We're going to throw that on there. We're going to test these rockers. I got valve covers. Ooh, they're sweet. They're sweet. Wait till you see those. We're going to make sure we got the right push rod length. And that's pretty much it. My kids threw on our oil filter. That's the FL1A. Those things are the best. That's all you should really run. And that's it. Got spark plugs on the way, stuff like that. And most importantly, I'm going to end the video with this. This baby gets wrapped up with an engine bag every single day. So there's no dirt, debris, nothing like that getting into your engine. And that's it, guys. Stick around. There's more to come on this 1971 302. That's going to go into our 65 Mustang. Thanks for sticking around, guys. We'll see you.